are now here at Excitement Radio. This is new for us, but we want to get to know you guys, and we want you guys to get to know us. So keep us locked and loaded right here at excitementradio.com.
Hey.
I am Commissioner Danielle Jeter from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am the founder and president of Women in Media Global. So as the appointed commissioner in Pennsylvania, I serve with Governor Tom Wolf as one of his advisors, and also being able to be the founder and president of Women in Media, I have the opportunity to travel around the world, run my businesses virtually, and get things done. So we are really excited about our new opportunity being here. With everything that was going on with hectic travel schedules and COVID, we weren't able to host our show in the traditional way, which is to be on air in the radio station. But it's the energy that you get when you're in the studio is different. We all know, but we've pivoted during COVID. But, you know, things are starting to move forward. And I really enjoy being in Miami because it's open.
Hey, we open. It's hot.
It's hot, right? So we are really just happy to be here. So to everybody who supports Women in Media and to everybody who's tuned in tonight, thank you guys for being here and supporting us and, you know, really allowing us to kick off our brand new show here. So you can find Women in Media every Wednesday right here on www.excitementradio.com. It is WIM Wednesday. We will be at the 7 o'clock hour. So you can hear all things Women in Media 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And this is our first show.
Hey.
So welcome.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to be on the first show.
The very first show. So again, I am your host, DPJeter. My formal name is Commissioner Danielle Jeter, but my stage name is DPJeter, and I'm really honored for the opportunity to lead our mission and our vision and the work that we do with Women in Media. Today is a wonderful day in our country. We want to say congratulations to the entire country of America. We made it through. We have a new president, and we're going to talk more about our new administration, the Biden and Harris administration, but I have a special guest in the studio today, and I'm going to introduce my guest. I love to give our guests formal introductions. I know you can see her here on the screen. You can already see her, but, you know, our boss ladies, they deserve amazing introductions. So just hold tight, but I'm definitely going to give everybody your accolades, girl, okay? So our mission here at the WIM Speaks Show is to explore important issues and current events in the media, communications, and arts industry, and how women are affected by it. Here at Women in Media, we encourage you to own your voice and make a difference in the world. We empower, equip, and encourage women to own their voices. And I'm talking about women in media, communications, arts, entertainment, and business. And when we think about our guests and who we bring onto the show, they are doing just that. They are changing the world. They are making a difference. They are using their influence and their impact and their talents to really change lives. And that inspires us. So for all of our new listeners here on Excitement Radio, hey, y'all, welcome.
Hey.
Please check out Women in Media's website, womeninmediaglobal.org. We're on Twitter at WIM Speaks. We're on Instagram at WIM Global. Hey, and we got a new LinkedIn, so go ahead and check us out there as well, Women in Media Global. And on Facebook, you can like us at WIMGlobal.org. So again, today we have a very, very special guest on our show. This young woman is accomplished. She is amazing, and she is a woman in entertainment and business. So she has it handled, right? She's a boss. A boss, right? And this moment is really special for me because our guest is truly a big inspiration to me, you know. So not only is she an amazing business partner to me, she's my friend and she's my Spelman sister. So in college, you know, I made a lot of friends, you know, going to Spelman College in Atlanta from Philadelphia. And I love my Spelman sisters. I made so many friends while there who I'm still very much connected to. And that network is one that is truly my best network to date. And I'm just going to say, again, shout outs to Spelman College. Like, I bleed blue. Like, the reason that I'm back on Facebook is because of a Spelman sister at Facebook who hooked me up. I got in touch with somebody at Spelman who works at Facebook, and she did a whole investigation for my account and got my account back up. Wow. So when we say Spelman is a choice to change the world, like, there is no lie. And so, you know, one of my cherished friends and important people that I took away from Spelman with me is Kylie Russell. She is really one of my closest Spelman sisters. And, you know, Kylie is 2 years. She graduated 2 years after me at Spelman in 2010. But her class, like the class of 2012, right?
Yeah.
I love that class. That class was like really lit. It's a lot of great stars that come out of that class. Even at Morehouse College, I made a lot of great, dope friends a part of that class. So Kylie Russell, known as Kylie Alexis, a CEO and international model, is the true epitome of beauty and brains. Paying close attention to her business-savvy parents, the Chicago native developed an entrepreneurial mindset early on. She later attended the illustrious Spelman College, majoring in philosophy with a minor in management and organization, which is dope. I'm so glad that they added that major, like, for you guys. I mean, I didn't have those choices, but that was really good. Upon graduation, she met her future husband, Anderson Russell, and moved to Miami to create a very successful modeling career under the stage name Kylie Alexis. She's appeared on 27 commercials, hit TV shows, and countless billboards and campaigns all over the world. We're talking about international bay, like all over. In between modeling gigs, she started as a promotional model and climbed the corporate ladder to manage national events and production teams for liquor brands like Douce and Bombay Sapphire. In 2015, Kylie combined her passion for modeling, events, and her love for business to create Priceless One Management. And shout outs to Palm in the building today.
Hey, Palm.
We have the whole Palm team here. We have our intern.
We have our 10-year-old intern in the building.
Come say hi if you want to.
Say hi. We got our intern.
She came really fast. Adriana came to say hi. And we have the amazing Deli too here. The whole team's here. Okay, so Priceless One Management is an event staffing agency to Fortune 500 companies, employing over 1,700 contractors nationwide. And counting. It's bigger now, y'all. With 5 years of success in entrepreneurship, she shifted 5 years. Okay, 5 years, 1,700 contractors. Like, let's just keep talking about the numbers. Okay, she shifted her focus on investment opportunities among real estate, logistics, and franchises. As an avid traveler, Kai always finds time for a trip abroad. Find her on Instagram, and you will see her tripping all around the world, y'all, at Kylie Alexis. Traveling to 32 countries and counting, Russell is not too proud to throw open her laptop on the beach, overlooking the Spanish seas, and before going to dinner with her friends in West Africa. With a flexitarian organic diet and a regular Spartan-like workout routine, Kai is your ideal and well-rounded role model for any audience. She's a limitless powerhouse with a grind like no other. Like, that's why she my sister. Okay? It's important to believe in the brand that you promote. Kai does just that and truly amplifies the lifestyle and brand she has created. Even in her personal life, Kai is constantly spreading brand knowledge amongst loved ones daily. Most importantly, they value, listen, and trust when she speaks. To be hardworking, successful, and put your message to practice in everyday life now, that's what we call a girl boss.
Hey.
Do we got like a applause?
Hey. Yes.
Welcome to the show, Kylie.
Thank you so much. Yes. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with my Spelman sister.
Absolutely.
So this is a beautiful thing. And thank you. This is one of my first times being on a radio show. So
well,
exciting.
You're stuck with me now.
Hey.
You're stuck. So
I love it here. I love it here.
I think that this moment is really special for me because I know your story. And you inspire my life daily. And I want people to know your story. You know, they meet you online and they follow you, but to know the grind and to know like how hard you work and like we just said in your bio, you're not just a beautiful face. Like, you grind. Like, today I saw you with like actual tools, and you were like putting things together on the wall. And I was like, I don't even know how to like even use a drill. And Kylie was like, so you definitely
drilling holes in walls today. Like, I got to figure it out. I'm going to make it happen.
So please be encouraged to continue to tell your story, on platforms like this and like, all over. But I'm going to start from the beginning. Like, this show is all about you. So talk as much as you want. And I want to tell your story from the very, very beginning. So tell us what it was like growing up in Chicago, and what part of Chicago are you from?
I am from the south side of Chicago, the low end, Bronzeville area, the historic Bronzeville area, right off of King Drive. It was definitely interesting in Chicago. I did come from a good family that wanted to make sure that I had a good life. But I still saw, the hardship, around me, people getting shot and things like that. But I was very blessed to have a very protective family. Dad was a former police officer turned Mercedes-Benz dealer. And my mom was an entrepreneur in the events world. So they really gave me good foundation and showed me how to not steer off the cliff and really stay focused in what I needed to do growing up.
So were you always, growing up as a young girl, were you always like able to make friends easily? Because, when I met you in college, Kylie is somebody that we all love. And, everybody loved Kylie in college and post-college. Now she's a grown woman or whatever. But you've always had this personality that was very welcoming. So were you always that way?
I honestly wasn't. I had some confidence issues growing up, and I always wanted the friends, but I was scared to make them or didn't know how to approach friends. So it was definitely something that came with growth and confidence and me being fine with myself and knowing that, all right, these people can actually like me. Like, I'm a cool kid. Right. And I didn't start realizing it until high school that, all right, I can make friends, so I'm going to run for homecoming queen.
Okay.
And I won. I won homecoming queen my senior year, and that's what really boosted my confidence. Like, all right, I can do this. I can make friends from everywhere, I wasn't just in one clique. I was with all the cliques, I could befriend anybody, and the homecoming queen really kind of helped me break out of that shell. Like, all right, I can do this. I can do this in the world now.
So did you do that junior year, senior year?
My senior year.
Okay.
Yeah. They actually called me most improved because I came in freshman year like ponytail, acne, braces, glasses, and then I came out hair laid, had no acne with my Proactive, had some contacts, braces off. So I looked completely different from freshman year to senior year. And I don't know if that came with the growth and confidence, but it definitely, it changed me in a sense where I was like, all right, I can do this. I know how to talk to people now, and I'm more confident in myself. And I think that was one of my biggest hurdles that I had to get over, was just confidence.
And that's interesting. I'm glad that we went all the way back to your Chicago days, because I actually didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I don't tell people that much. I need to tell them more.
So I think that's great. And I mean, I'm thinking about now that, so you were talking about how you had to build your confidence as a young person, and what you're doing now as a business owner and as a model, you're in front of the camera, you are entertaining people daily. And so in order to be successful at that career, confidence is one of the basic things that you need in order to thrive. So I think it's interesting sometimes, when you think about people's stories, great leaders in history or even great stories in the Bible, it tells us about people who've had to overcome something very specific, but it was the exact thing that was necessary for them to fulfill their mission or to fulfill their vision or, whatever that plan God has for them. So that's really interesting, to see. So I just feel like everything just happened as it was supposed to.
It really did. It really did. I couldn't be a model without confidence. I couldn't be a business owner without confidence. I couldn't have gone to college and made a friend without being confident in myself.
And you made all the friends.
Hey. I love me some friends. I love being social now.
So your bio mentions that your parents influenced you as a CEO. So what was it like growing up with parents who were also entrepreneurs? And that's one thing that I also really admire about you and your story with your family and your parents and your mom, because you grew up with somebody who's a business owner.
Yeah.
You know?
It was interesting because, when we would get out of high school or something like that, all the kids had to take the bus home. But my mom was there, like, to pick me up because she had a flexible schedule because she was a business owner. And that always kind of stuck in my mind. Like, I want to be able to pick my kids up from school. I don't want them to have to take public transportation home. And when she would pick me up, she would still be working. I would hear her on her conference calls, and I would run her errands with her to get prints out. My mom had an event planning company and catering. So I would make all the errands with her. I would help her set up her events. And just that influence alone helped me to see that, okay, like, this is what it means to be a business owner and to be responsible for making these beautiful productions happen. And that, showed me what an entrepreneur was, but 2, it showed me the events industry as a whole. And I really appreciated the fact that I could see that, because you don't see that many entrepreneurs, at least women entrepreneurs, back in the early 2000s.
Exactly.
So that was my first inspiration. And then my dad was a car salesman for Mercedes, like very high class, like high end, and that helped me to kind of figure out my sales side. He kind of taught me how to talk slick, different things like that, but also like charm people with the things that I would say.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, so like I took different things from my parents, and it meshed me into the person that I am today, the business owner that I am today.
That's great. Your mom, shout outs to Miss Robin. I know she's probably tuned in.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom. You already know that you are inspiration to me, and that you inspired my career as an entrepreneur too. And you were there for me, when I started my first business in college, AOI Events and PR. So you and your mom.
I was right next to Jeter, like, all right, let's do this. Let's start this business. I was like, Mom, she needs advice. Can you get on the phone with her? Like, make it happen.
And that was awesome. So I love y'all. I always will have like an undying love for y'all because y'all took me and helped me grow into the entrepreneur that I am. So, Ms. Robin, hi. So, what were some of the things that you were into as a young girl? Growing up in Chicago, what did you do?
Honestly, shout out to Chicago. We are a city full of hustlers, okay? I don't know any other city that hustles like Chicago hustles, okay? So I will say that one thing about me, I always wanted to have some type of business. Since I was 11, my first business was, I used to make origamis and like mash things and like fortune tellers and stuff, and sell them for 5 cents. And then when I was, I think 13, I had bandanas. Remember the Bow Wow bandanas that were like across and had the bedazzles on it?
I used to go
to the beauty supply store, get the rhinestones,
wow,
and sell them for $5. And then in high school, I was like the candy lady. You go to my locker, second period, you could buy pickles, honey buns, Capri Suns, Airheads. Like, I had it all. I had a whole store in my locker. So that was like me. Like, I was just like a hustler growing up, and everyone kind of knew that about me. But I was always just about that life, And obviously, like, I was very focused on my grades. Like, I was always an honor roll student, So I was always just trying to be the best that I could be, in order to, again, gain my confidence and try to figure out, like, what do I want to do in life? I didn't know, but I just knew that I wanted to hustle. And that's what Chi-Town made out of me, a hustler. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. I thought I was a hustler, but like Kylie took it to a whole nother, like, I was basic with it. Like,
been selling stuff. Okay.
Kylie knew how to get that bread. That's what's up.
I used to buy my little Coach shoes. Like, I was fly too, man.
I love it. And that same drive, that same energy, I still see that in you today. Like, you go so hard,
Always.
So that's what's up. So Chicago is one of the top media markets in the U.S. and has been a major influence on the world of entertainment, media, and culture. What did Chicago teach you about business, and how has the city influenced you? I know you talked about that a little bit, but is there anything else?
You know what? I also learned, Yes, it's a lot of hustlers. There's good hustlers and there's bad hustlers. So I saw both sides of the game too. It definitely showed me what bad business can be. People robbing people and things like that. So I learned a lot of street smarts growing up in Chicago too, where I could take that mentality and know what might happen or what could happen and know how to move forward. So I definitely think like growing up in Chicago, especially at such a young age and seeing friends that were drug dealers, like I was friends with the drug dealers, that taught me a lot too. So I knew what to watch out for. I knew how to not get scammed. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But, like I saw like these things happen and people, getting robbed, getting killed and things like that. And I knew, how to avoid certain situations because of the street smarts that I did gain in Chicago. So that influenced me from a different type of level, from a street smarts level that a lot of people, don't grow up with.
Yeah, I understand that experience too, just being from Philadelphia, similar
that
inner city,
yep.
that inner city lifestyle. I love having street smarts. It definitely is a one-up.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And then going so far away from home to college also helped and probably gave your parents confidence in allowing you to go so far that you knew how to take care of yourself.
My dad was a police officer, so he was always instilling something in me about like what you do and don't do, as a woman and as just a person growing up in this city. Like you had to know, like you had to just be able to navigate your way around. And my dad was a police officer in the 70s and 80s.
Oh wow!
So like during the crack epidemic and stuff like that. So he, I got to hear a lot of his stories too, and really know what to watch out for, and that also, helped me a lot.
Did you grow up with any siblings?
So I have a half sister and 2 half brothers. My sister left when I was 13 for college. So I would say a lot of my life I kind of grew up, you could say, as the only child in the household. Right. So at least, not from a young age, I definitely had a sister that helped take care of me. But I guess I'll say my middle school and up, like I was kind of like considered an only child. So yeah, I had to teach. Y'all remember trying to teach myself how to double dutch by myself, like
Kylie.
Little stuff like that, where I was just like, "Aw, poor little tink tink."
So did you get that down though? Do you know how to double dutch?
You know what? I never really got it down because it's hard when you got some ropes tied to a fence and you're trying to do it yourself. It just does not work. So no, I have not mastered double dutching yet. I'm sorry, and I think I'm a little too old to try to learn it. So,
I know it's kind of like, well, big ups to you for even like thinking and just going and trying. But I wish that double dutch was still something that young people and girls did.
Like you could still play outside and
those times are so different.
So different.
I was the youngest as well, the youngest of 4 boys. So similar,
only girl,
very similar, only girl growing up in the house pretty much as a solo or like only kid. But I was so thankful that my mom would let me go to like visit my cousins. Like I have like older girl cousins. Yeah. So they taught me how to jump rope. So if you ever really want to learn, I got you.
Yeah, okay, bet.
Maybe if we got to quarantine again, who knows? If it's a travel ban, maybe we can pull out some ropes.
Right, for real. Okay.
So we talked a lot about what influenced Kylie and how she grew up in Chicago to be like this boss lady. So now we're going to talk about these boss moves. And I would love to talk more about Priceless One Management. So tell us more about your company and what your specialty is. So I already know that Priceless is dope, but I need you to let everybody else know what I know.
Okay. So Priceless One Management is my baby. I started her in 2015. I was a promo model in between modeling gigs. And me being a promo model, people kept asking me, like, do you have any other people just like you? And I was like, I actually know a lot of people. Yeah, I got more people I can bring to the job. But it ended up being that they asked me so many times that I said, I need to make a business out of this because the demand is high. So here comes Priceless One Management, an event staffing agency. Our specialty is staffing events with promo models, brand ambassadors, bartenders, production assistants for, different liquor brands, different entertainment brands, and tech brands. So you can catch us staffing for Nike, for Google, for Dyson, different really cool brands. Douce Cognac, cool stuff. Like just really, really cool stuff in the industry. And I will say that, granted, our specialty is event staffing, but I'll say about 85% of our staff are staff of color. Which really is big for me because... You
said 95%?
I'll say 85%.
85%.
About 85%
That's awesome.
of my staff are of color. And I'll say at least 75% of those are African-American staff.
And is it women or do you also work with men?
I get the most requests for women, to be honest. Everyone wants to come to an event and see a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman checking them in. A beautiful woman that's passing them some champagne. A beautiful woman shaking up their cocktails. A beautiful woman that's on stage hosting. So that's what I get most of my requests for. And it definitely works out. And people love our staff. And I'm really happy to employ a lot of African American men and women of color.
Yeah, I always have a lot of fun working with Kylie on events and doing work with Palm. And, the event stuff is a lot of fun.
It's so much fun.
So I think that, you've really created a lifestyle for yourself, which is, how to get the bag.
Oh, always. Always.
And, you work hard, you get the bag, but you've created a lifestyle where, does it feel like work to you? Like you model, you're running your company. Does it feel like work at all?
Honestly, when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. Like this is something that I could just do. Like even if I'm not making a ton of profit off of an event, like it's just something that I want to do because I'm doing it for myself and I'm doing it to give an opportunity to somebody else. Like the biggest blessing that I get from it is providing a job opportunity for one of my staff.
Okay, we could just throw the mics away right now. I swear Kylie is like me. Like, we vibe so well because you remind me of me.
Yeah.
Like you are honestly one of those people that I can say grind as hard as me.
Yeah, I mean, always.
We love everybody, right? But it's just something about being a hustler. It's just something about like the grit that you and I have where we just go no matter what.
No matter
and
what.
The confidence is high and we understand that like it starts and ends with us. And so I'm just going to get it done without complaining.
Exactly.
You're not a person who complains. You're not a person.
You can't. What's complaining going to do? You gotta just make it happen and move past it.
I have such a beautiful friend here with us in the studio, Kylie Russell, everybody. Make sure you go follow her online at Kylie Alexis, and you mentioned something about, providing opportunities for other people. And whenever someone asks me the same thing about, going into business and my why, I say the same thing, Kylie. Yeah. So it's something about that Spelman.
That Spelman energy. What's up?
They know how to pick them.
Right. A choice to change the world, okay? That's our motto.
Wow. I love you, girl.
I love you too, boo.
All right, y'all. Let's keep going. All right. We got more. Okay. So one of the things that we really promote and support here at Women in Media is collaboration. Our whole mission is that we are we have a community of sisters who collaborate. Women in Media is a global community of professionals who collaborate together to invest in women and to amplify the voices of women. And so, talk to us about, business collaboration. Is that something that you do in your business, and how does that work in your industry?
It's so important to collaborate with other businesses that are like-minded. In my case, a lot of Black-owned or Black women-owned businesses. I love to see that so much. Other women that are doing something similar. So I think it's very important that we promote each other and collaborate with each other. It's free to just share, something on Instagram or to just, purchase something small from their website. I think it's really important to collaborate with other brands. I'll say one my best friend Borley from Spelman.
Spelman.
Hey Borley. Her and her sister, they have a travel agency called Afico Adventures.
That's awesome.
I've been on their first and their last. I'm always on all of their trips that take people to Ghana. And then Borley's little sister just came out with Afico Skin. Just got a major brand deal with Urban Outfitters. Shout out to Afico Skin.
Another Spelmanite.
Another Spelmanite. Let's say Kiva J Swimwear. You can find me all over my Instagram page.
Oh, wow. So that's a woman-owned?
That is a Black woman-owned
I didn't know
business.
that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love to support her because she's a hustler and she's out here doing the same things that I'm doing. So, when you see Black women that are really like out here trying to make it work, it's important that you recognize them and you guys collaborate to make something even bigger happen. So I love to promote my Black women-owned businesses. It's so important, especially this day and age. And it's a beautiful thing because we're starting to see such an influx of Black-owned businesses zooming to success. And it's just a beautiful thing. So continue to support these Black-owned businesses. Follow me so you can see all the ones that I'm constantly promoting. It's so important to do that. So.
And thank you for always supporting and saying yes to doing business with us at Women in Media and AOI Events and PR. Kylie was right there when I launched my first business in college. She was my right hand.
Yes, I was there, and it wasn't like in it for the money. It was like, all right, we gotta make something happen.
Yep.
Like we was even in debt at one point. Like remember we was in debt, like stressed out, but we were like, we just got to make it happen. Like we got to put this event on, for the people.
Tell the story. I think people like to hear things like this.
So Jeter and I and two other businesses at Morehouse, we collaborated to put on this dope event that it was a pre-reception, it was a fashion show, and then it was a concert, like just party afterwards.
Yeah, and we had like a whole concert.
Yeah, it was
whole thing. Art there. We had
it was
live
at King
art.
Plow in Atlanta. It was so dope. And we, events usually want to sponsor. We got Four Loko as a sponsor, y'all. And if y'all know Four Loko, that's this Four Loko. So look it up. But one thing about it is we also had a bar minimum. But college students, first of all, they not about to pay up a tab at the bar.
I cannot stop laughing.
We got free Four Loko. So obviously everybody's drinking the Four Loko, and the event was a blast, such a success. I was on stage hosting. People were just so turned. The fashion show was great. I modeled in the show too. But it was just such a live event that everyone was talking about. And after the event, next day, we're talking to everybody all right, how did everything go? And the venue owner was like, it was wonderful, but we didn't reach the bar minimum. And we're like, oh, so we owe $1,600? And me and Jeter hustled to just pay it back. We was hosting house parties, selling pizza and hunch punch for $5 to try to pay back this. It was crazy, but we just had to get it done, and we literally did it for the people. We didn't get paid nothing. We were in debt and had to hustle to pay for our debt. Oh my God. But it was such a live experience that we just did for the culture, and
there's countless stories like this. Okay, I can't stop laughing. My cheeks are hurting.
Right.
All right. We gonna come back with other stories that are great like that. But you brought up a point earlier about supporting Black businesses or and women-owned, minority-owned businesses. Tell us about, I saw on your page where you participated in, I don't know if it was My Black Receipt or something about that receipt campaign. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. So for my birthday this year, my birthday is on Juneteenth. Hey, Juneteenth. So it was very significant this year because of the whole Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of people didn't know about Juneteenth. And so just the fact that we're, so pro-Black in 2020, people got brought to light about Juneteenth, and I felt like it was important to do something in that realm for my birthday. So I did the what is it? Buy Black.
I think it's my Black Receipt.
My Black Receipt. Yeah. So they had a campaign where it was upload your receipt of buying something Black owned, which I thought was so amazing. So I made sure that I was promoting Black brands, giving my favorite brands, whether it was in art and liquor, different genres, fashion, cannabis. cannabis. You know, I wanted to promote the brands in different industries that people could buy from and then upload your receipts. And I was so happy to see all of my friends uploading their receipts and really supporting. So it really is a movement, and it's not something just for my birthday, but it's something that we just got to continue doing.
Yeah, you really brought that movement to light for me. I learned about it when I saw you posting about my Black receipt, and I think that's really cool. And I would love to get her on the show.
Yes,
to interview because she's doing really amazing work too. So, you know, shout outs to you for really using your influence and your impact in such a major way. And then using your birthday, you know, it was you put a meaning behind your birthday.
Right. Like,
you know?
I don't need a gift. I just need you to gift somebody else and support their business, you know?
That was so special.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So we talked about Priceless One Management, and we could talk more about all of these things. But, you know, what's also really cool about you, whenever I write about you on social media or if I'm telling anybody about you, I always call you a fitness motivation.
Okay.
You know, you're a fitness inspiration. So tell us more about, you know, modeling and how you've been able to really create like a successful like platform for yourself, because I don't know many models, but from what I see you do with that part of your career, you know, it's stellar. You know, you're able to monetize that, have fun, and you travel with it. And I think that's really cool too.
Yeah. I mean, I would honestly say the beginning of that was, you know, as a model, it's about your looks at the end of the day, like, period. And that's where it starts. So I would say I definitely had the foundation of being a ballet dancer for 16 years. That's where I got my body foundation from.
Oh, great.
So shout out to Homer Bryant, CMDC. They're doing huge things right now with the hip lay dancers, like the hip hop ballet dancers. They're they've blown up. So CMDC in Chicago, check them out. But from there, my mom did put me in some runway classes to be a runway model. And for the longest, I thought I was going to be a Victoria's Secret angel. And then I was met with, no, Kylie, you're not tall enough. And so I had to really like do the most and go to different agencies, get rejected, and really try to find myself in this industry. And I realized that you can't see it right now, but I have a beautiful afro. And I realized that people like my afro and they like my smile. And I'm fit. So I said, okay, I can be a commercial lifestyle model and a fitness model. So it's really a matter of finding your niche in the industry, because I got rejected when it came to being a runway model. Like, I dreamt I always wanted to be. But when it came down to like finding out what, like, I had to pinpoint what I was good at and then take that and run with it. So that's why I'm in so many commercials. That's why I've, you know, been all over the world on billboards, because I figured out what it was that I needed to do.
And I just want to point out that, you know, Kylie was modeling and really building her brand and doing things. I remember you starting that in college too, and we were doing like crazy photo shoots and stuff.
Yeah, and the fashion shows, photo shoots, like all for free, just for fun, like,
you know. And you really, you got into the game and you started modeling way before like all the social media took off. And so, you know, Instagram models is kind of like a fad and a thing now, but like I just want to emphasize that Kylie is absolutely not an Instagram model.
A real model.
You know, so let's talk about the difference between Instagram model and real model, because I want people, we need to know. Women in media, we need to know. For all the women who want to get into modeling, you know, it's not Instagram modeling. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Tell us.
I'll say, if you call it Instagram model, you are an influencer. So
Okay.
I'll say, don't. The word model, it gets thrown around in so many different areas. So you have to say, what kind of model am I? There's influencers on Instagram, and then there's agency signed models. The agency signed models are the ones that you see on the billboards and the TV screens and things like that. But on Instagram, those are more of the influencers. So I wouldn't call it models. I would call it content creators or influencers when it's online.
See, you
like
teaching
that.
us.
Yeah. And like, I don't want to, you know, shame anybody for calling themselves a model, but, you know, there definitely is a difference with an agency signed model. It's a whole different hustle, you know, like I can't put a filter on myself. You know, I have to walk in there real and raw, you know, and I have to look exactly like I do on my pictures. I can't, you know, face tune or do anything like that. I have to look exactly like this, you know, so it's a whole lot more upkeep. You have to have an agent. You have to be constantly updating your portfolio. It can't be a Photoshop picture. It has to look exactly like you.
That's
you know,
awesome.
so it's a totally different realm from Instagram model to an actually agency signed model.
So yeah, you just dropped a lot of gems. dropping gems.
Drop.
I hope that people were able to pick those up. I mean, I picked up a lot in what you just said. So, I want you to share more about the behind the scenes of this particular industry. I consider you a woman in entertainment because of your commercial business and what you do in modeling. So what is it like? I have no idea, what it's like in that world.
Yeah.
I only know modeling through you.
I mean, modeling it's really fun. That's something else that I would do without being paid. Obviously, I know my worth now, so I'll do it. But like even starting off, like I love to be in front of a camera. But also in my business, I like to be behind the camera too. It's fun being on both sides. But definitely, I could say that modeling is, I don't know. It's something that you just have to constantly. It's about looks. So you have to constantly keep yourself together. You have to make sure your face is always clear. You have to make sure your pictures are always updated. It's not an easy task. Like I've had to model in some situations where I could have died on like rocks trying to get the perfect shot and the waves are crashing. And what a beautiful picture on rocks with the waves crashing. But those waves almost pulled me out. I was in Ecuador and literally the waves almost took me. I've been in a sandstorm in Cape Town
but you
modeling.
swim, right?
Yeah, I swim, but like not with waves like that. I used to be a lifeguard, but waves like that, nah. Like I've been in sandstorms where it was for a Nike photo shoot and I had to like mask the sand, like hitting you ain't never felt sand that's like hitting you so hard with wind. Oh my God, it's crazy. But I had to do it for the shot, So it's not just an easy thing. You obviously see the end result and think, wow, that's beautiful. But like actually taking the photos and keeping yourself up to make sure that you look good enough for those photos, that's the hardest thing. And also it's about like you go to castings, you get 9 no's and 1 yes,
Even you?
Yeah, even me. Like that's what I had to realize. Like you can't put yourself down because someone says, "Oh no, I don't want her." That's just something that comes with the business. I think I've been on 20 castings this year, and I've only booked 3 jobs. It happens. Or I'll halfway book a job, and someone else will be a little bit better. I had a Neutrogena commercial that somebody else booked a job because their skin was a little worse than mine. So like it had to be like a clear skin. It was a Neutrogena clear skin commercial. And literally the girl that booked it, she had like more blemishes than I had on my face. And I was like a little hurt, but then I was like, all right. But then my agent, if you got a good agent, shout out to Lindsay at Wilhelmina. She was like, oh no.
Yes, Kylie. Yeah, you're a
Wilhelmina sign model. That's one of the top agencies in the world.
Is there an applause?
Hey.
That is awesome.
Yes, I've been with Wilhelmina for 7 years now. Wow. Right, 7 years now. But when you have good agents, like that Neutrogena commercial, I still got a day rate for that as a backup. Because so when you got good agents, they'll still work it for you. But you'll get rejected all the time. And granted, I didn't get in the commercial, but I still got paid from it because I was almost there.
Right.
So it just always depends. This is definitely an interesting industry. It's not for everybody. It's not for the lighthearted. I will say that.
I'm like really upset that we're coming to like our last 5 minutes. But in these last 5 minutes, I really want you to talk to, women in media, women in business, the entrepreneur out there who is thinking about leaving a job to start a business. They don't really know how to get started. They might need some encouragement or like confidence boosting. How can you just support, encourage them, give them like, some of your like, these are my entrepreneur toolkit. I lean on these things to help my business thrive. And when I'm going through something, I get over it this way. Like, how can, just give us something really good for those who are just trying to still figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say, like, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Definitely do your research in the beginning. So say I want to, for instance, Uber, like it sounded like such a crazy thing 10 years ago. And there was even some people that didn't want to invest in it. But look at look at us now, Uber. You know, like Uber blew up from there. It was a crazy idea at first, but it was somebody that kept going with it that did not give up, and they blew up eventually. So, you know, if you have that idea, stick with it. Do your research. Figure out who is my competitor, and figure out what the competitor is doing that you can do differently. You know, but you always got to just make sure that you're constantly trying to grow in yourself, educating yourself, doing market research, like, and write. One thing that I always did, I wrote everything down. Priceless One Management, for instance, I wrote everything out for Priceless One in like 2013, and I shelved it for 2 years. It was in a folder in my computer for 2 years, and one day I came back to it like, wow, I wrote that down, and like, let me act on it now.
Wow.
You know, so like, write things down. Don't give up on it. If you have a crazy idea, get a mentor. You know, get some advice from another entrepreneur about how you can make it happen. But most of all, don't give up and do your research.
Wow. I agree with all of those things. I think that, you know, there's so much to your story, and 1 hour just not enough.
It's not enough.
But I love seeing your passion come through when you talk, especially about modeling, you know. So I'm so happy that we were able to bring you on the show today.
Thank you so much. I love this. I want to do this more.
Well, let's get it done.
Hey.
Okay, Kylie is booking interviews. All right.
Interviews. Shout out to my girl, Deli over here. She manages all of my partnerships and things like that. So, you know, holler at us. Be social at priceless1.com if you want to book me.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Kylie.
Yes, with the email.
Go ahead and share everybody your website, you know, your contact information. How can we support you?
Of course. So if you want to follow me personally, I am at Kylie Alexis, KYEALEXIS, hashtag Kylie Alexis, hashtag Modelpreneur. You can also follow my business page, Priceless One MGMT. And one is spelled ONE. You can also follow, go to my website, priceless1.com for the business. And I'm also launching KylieAlexis.com and within the next month. Okay. So then I'll be dropping more gems in a blog and things like that. So I can't wait to share those with you. It's coming very, very soon. I'm almost done. I'm just fine tuning it just a little bit. So I can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, and I'm around. You can find me on the Wilhelmina website, find me on LinkedIn, Kylie Alexis, Russell. But yeah, I'm around. You just quick Google search, you'll find me.
I really hope that
Google me, baby.
Boss. So I really hope that when you drop Kylie Alexis that you're going to be giving us all of your amazing like fitness tips and workout tips, because I had an amazing workout with you. And
oh, trust me, I got that all the website. I got you.
Okay, awesome. Well, this has been a wonderful show. Thank you so much to everybody for supporting and tuning in. This is WIM Speaks Radio. I am your host, DPJeter. And again, make sure you keep it locked and loaded right here on excitementradio.com. Shout out to DJ Ben Hop for having women in media on. Please check out our website.
Shout out to Ben Hop.
Our website, womeninmediaglobal.org. We got a new LinkedIn page. Please find us, Women in Media Global, Twitter at WIM Speaks, Facebook at WIM Global Org, and Instagram at WIM Global. Again, this is Women in Media, and we have spoken.
Hey.